The Directorate of Criminal Investigations has arrested 3 suspects linked to the attack on Godfrey Osotsi following an incident at a restaurant in Kisumu on April 8, as authorities intensify wider investigation into the assault. The arrests were confirmed on Thursday, April 9, marking a significant development in a case that has drawn national attention. And according to investigators, the 3 suspects are believed to have been directly involved in an attack that targeted the Vihiga senator at a busy shopping complex in Kisumu. The suspects, aged 24, 27 and 39, are all residents of Nyalenda and Manyata areas within Kisumu County, and also authorities say they were tracked and apprehended by detectives operating in the region as part of an ongoing operation to identify and arrest all those involved. The incident itself unfolded on Wednesday, April 8 at a restaurant located within the West End Mall in Kisumu. It was during a daylight hours and it happened in a public setting. Details released by investigators indicate that the senator was confronted by a group of the youths. CCTV footage from the scene shows a chaotic moment, and the senator is seen being overwhelmed, pinned to the ground, surrounded by multiple attackers closing in from different directions. The footage suggests a coordinated assault carried out quickly before the attackers attempted to flee the scene. The senator was later evacuated and transported to Nairobi for medical attention. His condition prompted concern among political leaders and members of the public. The attack, captured on surveillance cameras, has since become a key piece of evidence in the investigations. Authorities are now relying on the footage alongside information provided by members of the public to piece together the sequence of events and also identify all those involved. The Directorate of Criminal Investigations has confirmed that the operation is far from over. While 3 suspects are now in custody, investigators say more individuals linked to the attack are still being pursued. The agency has described the investigation as active and ongoing, and it has also acknowledged the role played by members of the public. Information shared by residents has contributed to the growth and progress made so far, and authorities are urging continued cooperation. The goal is clear: to ensure that every person connected to the attack is identified and brought before the law. The arrests come against the backdrop of mounting political pressure, and in the hours following the incident, several political leaders raised concerns about the circumstances surrounding the attack. Some questioned the speed and effectiveness of the initial response. Others pointed to broader security concerns. Before the arrests were announced, the opposition figures had already issued demands directed at senior government officials. Among them, calls for accountability from the Minister of Interior, and the focus of those demands included Raymond Omolo, the Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Interior. Opposition leaders had issued an ultimatum calling the resignation of Raymond Omolo within 24 hours. They also indicated the possibility of pursuing private prosecution if their demands were not met. The statement reflects the level of concern and tension that followed the attack. At the same time, political parties have responded with a condemnation. The Orange Democratic Movement described the incident as a serious criminal act. Party officials expressed concern about the nature of the attack, noting that it occurred in broad daylight and in a public space. They also highlighted the importance of maintaining peace and upholding democratic values, and the incident has raised questions about safety in public places. It has also drawn attention to the conduct of political activity in the country, and attacks involving elected leaders carry wider implications. They affect not only the individuals involved but also public confidence in security systems. For residents of Kisumu, the events of April 8 have left visible impact. The attack took place in a familiar setting, a location frequented by families, workers and visitors, and in an environment typically associated with routine daily activity. And this disruption of that space had added to the sense of concern. Investigators are now working to establish the full motive behind the attack, and at this stage the focus remains on gathering evidence and also securing accountability. No final conclusions have been announced regarding the circumstances that led to the incident. The involvement of multiple suspects suggests planning and coordination, but the full picture is still under investigation. The role of law enforcement is now under close observation, and this speed of arrest has been noted. So has the commitment to pursue additional suspects. Authorities have indicated that all leads are being followed and that the case remains a priority. The Directorate of Criminal Investigations has reiterated its commitment to due process, ensuring that all suspects are processed through the legal system and that the evidence is handled in accordance with the law. For now, the investigation continues on multiple fronts, tracking suspects, reviewing footage, collecting statements, and building a case that can stand in court. As the situation develops, attention remains on both the legal process and the broader implications. The safety of public officials, the conduct of political engagement, and the role of institutions in maintaining order. Each of these elements is now part of the wider conversation, but at the center of it all is a criminal investigation, one that began with an attack in a public place and now moves forward through arrests and also ongoing inquiries. The coming days are expected to bring further developments as investigators work to close in on those still at large. As the legal process begins to take shape for those already in custody, for the victim, the focus remains on recovery, and the investigators, the focus is on accountability, and for the public, the focus is on answers. From the moment of violence in a public space, a wider search for accountability is now underway, one that will test both justice and also public trust. That is all from Kenya Lens Media, at least for now. Kindly, if you're new here, consider subscribing, liking, and sharing our content. Equally, hit the notification bell so that you can receive a notification each and every time we bring you new contents.